So next we're going to talk about your content. How do you begin to create compelling content, and how do you do it in a way that's going to attract the right people to you? So here's what I want to suggest you do after this video. Take a moment and consider what presentation can you kind of use as a model that you're going to take through this class with me, because that is the best way that you're going to get the most out of this series. I don't want you to intellectualize it and just take notes on, okay, the 4 C's, great, and then go back to your business. I want you to really make sure that you are applying this to your presentation so you can see a quick result. So have in mind your sales presentation, maybe a talk you could give at a networking event, your next workshop, seminar. Pick the presentation that has the biggest impact on your bottom line, because that's where we really want to do. And then you're going to have these 4 questions that you're going to ask yourself to start thinking about, what do I need to talk about to connect and compel people to want to do business with me? This is really interesting stuff. The very first question you want to ask yourself is, what is the purpose of the talk? Sounds kind of obvious. Like, of course I know my purpose is to sell my products or what have you, but sometimes we give a whole sales presentation talking about our company. Okay, well, are you trying to sell the company or are you trying to sell your services? Sometimes we spend a whole presentation talking about the ingredients of products that we sell, when in reality you want somebody to come and be a client and lose weight. So you really want to think about very clearly, what is your true purpose? What is it you want people to do at the end of your presentation? Think about that and write your purpose at the top of the page so that you are always keeping that top of mind as you're creating the content. Do you want them to work with you? Do you want them to do something? Be very clear on that. If you're not clear, your audience won't be clear. Number 2, you will want to ask yourself, what happens if my prospects don't do business with me? What if they don't buy your products? What if they don't start coaching with you? What if they don't run that marathon with you? What is going to happen to them? What are the negative consequences? What are the fears that may be realized? What are they going to miss out on? What might they lose? What pain might they experience? Be very clear about the consequences of them not taking action, and make a whole list, whole page if you can. Third thing you're going to ask yourself is, what do they need to believe in order to say yes to working with you? Do you sell a weight loss product? I need to believe I can do it. Presentation skills, all the time. The biggest challenge is, do people believe that they can actually stand up in front of a group? And that's why I teach so many basic steps to build confidence so that people know that they can. Also, everything we teach is in really easy to understand systems. Again, that way people can quickly identify, oh, I get that. This isn't hard. I can do it. Same thing with Memory Made Easy. In fact, funny story, when I first launched the initial memory training program on my own, I called it Advanced Recall. And it's this basically, essentially, the same core system I teach now. And I spent a whole bunch of time in the introductory program convincing people and making big guarantees to prove to them anybody can take this class and succeed. I guarantee it'll work. I'll refund your money if it doesn't work. I've taught it to 16-year-olds. I've taught it to 86-year-olds. Just come and try it out. But because it was called Advanced Recall, there was like this certain section of people who would never enroll because they were just convinced merely by the title of the class that it would be hard because it was advanced. Now it's called Memory Made Easy. Problem solved. So that's a really funny thing. It's just human nature. We have to believe something in order to take action. What is that for your clients? Lastly, what do you want them to feel? This is an important component. Sometimes we get really caught up in the nuts and bolts of what we're teaching, and we want to talk about how the product works or what the ingredients are or what the process is. And in truth, most of our decisions are made about how we feel. So if we look at this again, the believe and feel, these are really important components that go together. For instance, if I want to rally you to get up and start speaking to make more money and invigorate your business this year, you need to believe you're capable, you need to believe the program is easy, And then you need to feel the inspiration. You need to feel, well, think about, imagine what it's going to feel like when you stand up in front of 50 people or 100 people and you have the content and structure. You know exactly what you're going to share with them to get them excited. You've got the back end systems to capitalize, to get clients and referrals and testimonials. Think about how excited and invigorated you're going to feel when you get up and share about your love and your passion for your business in that way, and you see the rewards coming back. That's exciting. Now that's very different than if I'm working for the Oregon Humane Society and I say, hey, you know, I really want to talk to you about the animals that we care for at the Oregon Humane Society, and I want you to consider that a dog that is surrendered to the Oregon Humane Society might live a couple of days before it's put to sleep in most situations. And so is that really what you want to see for an animal who's innocent and vulnerable? Or could you possibly become a foster? Or could you donate to help us care and keep them alive longer? Because the dog is the heart of the family. I know when I adopted my dog, Rocky, that I saved his life, and he has blessed us with years and years of joy and love in return. And so I want you to consider today, what could you do to make a difference in a dog's life? Whoa, those are two very different feelings, right? One is about empathy and sympathy and compassion, and the other is about being fired up and saying, I'm going to take charge of my business. Yes, I can. Two very different feelings, which means the stories are going to be different, the content is going to be different, everything about those presentations is going to be structured differently. So if you can ask yourself these 4 questions and start getting clear about what do you need to do with your client? What is the end purpose that you want to achieve? Do you want them to be a client? Do you want them to believe something, do something, take an action? What if they don't take the action? What are all the consequences? What do they need to believe to say yes to doing business with you? And how would they need to feel to say yes? And that's going to start kind of putting it in the pot. If we're making a little special stew of awesome content, we gotta have to stir it around and let it simmer for a while until the next video. We've got some more great content coming your way in these videos. In the next program, the next series coming your way, what we're going to be sharing with you is the 5 secret sales in between every one presentation. So there's a couple things you need to do to get that video to come into your inbox. Opt in the box right there. Make sure you put your email in real quickly, and you're not going to get spammed or anything. We're just going to send you the link to the next video. If you liked this and you got anything interesting out of it, or you just enjoyed it, definitely opt in for the next video, because you need to know about these 5 sales. This is content that I teach private coaching clients. It's content you do need to know to be successful, because if you don't achieve these 5 things, you don't get the sale. That's the bad news. The really good news is it's really easy to do and really easy to implement, and you can use this information not just to power up your presentations, but also your website content, your ad copy, all kinds of other great parts of your business are going to be powered up with this knowledge. And we've got some great worksheets coming your way, so all kinds of stuff that's going to help you power up your presentations with the sole purpose of helping you attract and close more business and get greater visibility for you and your business. If you liked this video, do us a favor and click like below so we know that you got something out of it. Don't forget to join us on Facebook. We're at Thompson Professionals on Facebook. That's Thompson Professionals. So meet up with us there, because we give away lots of tips and ideas there. And we'd also love to hear your comments or questions so that we can address them in some of these upcoming videos. We've got several more free training videos coming your way, all jam-packed full of great content that you can really just use immediately to get great results for you and your business. Remember, when you grow your skills, you do grow your business. So make it a great day.